Habilis is really a disputed genus. Is this Homo or is this Australopithecus? These individuals are the size of Australopithecus. They're small, they're short, they have long arms like Australopithecus. They have a brain that's a little bit larger for body size, and they use tools a lot. Tools have been used before by Australopithecines because we have some tools and we have marks on bones. But, so what should it be? Should we go with the behavioral definition of tool use, or should we go with the anatomical definition? And I don't care one way or the other. Most people just say it's Homo habilis, and so we'll just do that. And probably ate like Leptorhectus too, had food habits like Leptorhectus. Got a larger brain than earlier, but small. Smaller brain in relation to Erectus, sort of intermediate. Teeth are intermediate in size. Body size is still small, and the arms are long relative to body size, as I said before. Have culture, the Oldowan tools. These are tools I've already shown you. I'll show you some more. They're mostly hand axes or simple stones with just a couple of flakes knocked off. But they also use the flakes. We thought that the flakes were just bibita, just something to throw away. We now have some information that they did probably use the flakes as well. Leakey claimed that there was a home that he found, a ring of stones. That may be, do you know of any home sites or any, I don't know of any either. We have found tools near butchered animals, and find locations at what we call butchering sites. When they killed an animal, they cut it up, took the meat out and left the tools. But those are not places where they butchered the animals. Animals were probably scavenged from carnivore kills. That is, I call it scrounged, and I got my hand slapped by my professor. Scrounging. No, it's scavenging. That's the proper term. What happens in East Africa, of course, is that carnivores will make kills, lions, etc., mostly on the savannah. They'll eat part of it, and if you've ever seen what your cat eats when they kill a mouse or a bird, if the bird is any size. If the bird is tiny, they'll just eat the whole bird, pretty much. But if not, they will essentially rip open the gut, eat all the guts out, all the soft, really soft stuff, eat a little bit more, and then leave the rest. And the rest is mostly red muscle, other than the limbs and the main body of the animal and the head. And of course, when you go to a butcher shop today, what are you likely to see in the butcher's display case? You're going to see heart and liver and kidneys and intestines and so forth, or are you likely to see something else?
Red meat.
You see red meat, right. What you see is exactly what the carnivore left, the red meat. The muscle, steaks, T-bones, lamb chops, pork chops, etc. That doesn't mean that you can't eat the soft stuff. I mean, when I was a kid during World War II, we ate a lot of liver because that's what they had, period. Well, this is Louis Leakey and his wife Mary. Louis is the one who did a lot of the early searching. Later on, he got a little old and tired. And he did a lot of PR work and getting grants and so forth. And Mary ended up doing a lot of the later finds. This is Louis Leakey, Louis Seymour Bassett Leakey himself. That's how I knew him. Born in 1903 in Kenya, died in London in 1972. He was the son of missionaries, and he grew up in Kenya. Grew up in Kenya learning the King's English and Kikuyu, which was the local language. And he was a real son of Africa in so many ways. Did find many fossils. Some of the early ones are highly disputed and interesting. The later ones are better documented. And the later ones are the ones that Mary found, actually. He spoke Kikuyu, as I said, and during the uprising of the Kikuyu people, the Mau Maus. He was one of the people who did negotiations between the English colonists and the native Kikuyu. One of the people that he did negotiations with was Jomo Kenyatta, who was a graduate of the master's degree at London School of Economics, and became the first prime minister of the newly independent Kenya when that happened. Kenyatta himself did anthropological work, got a degree in anthropology actually. Leakey was an interesting character. He was always a Christian, and he always thought that somehow the original line leading to humans had always been pretty much what we looked like. And he wrote a book that had that as the title, essentially. The book was called Adam's Ancestors. Unfortunately, he was not quite right, but interesting. Well, this is one of the later fossils that we found that we call Homo habilis. Notice that the brain case is a lot rounder than the ones we've seen before. The face is about the same, but the brain is larger. I think this is what one of the females might look like if we reconstruct it. Once again, these reconstructions are consult, but people who are not familiar with looking at skulls, just look at a skull, it's a skull, and it doesn't make much difference. Here's another view of a reconstruction of a supposed Homo habilis chipping out tool. Well, this is a slide of some of the tools you saw before. Notice these are just pebbles with a few flakes knocked off. And then in the lower left-hand corner, you have a hammerstone, which would have been one of the stones that would have produced the tools. Here's a picture of the other tools. They're obviously not particularly sophisticated, but they are usable. It's amazing what you can do with these simple tools. Let's play scientist. While digging for other things, a paleoanthropologist from the country of Georgia, not the state of Georgia, but the country of Georgia, that's the country just south of Russia, or south of Ukraine actually, digging in a monastery, and lo and behold, he got down into lower layers, and he found a bunch of skulls and a few other bones. And they found some tools as well. And we're going to ask, are they Homo habilis? Are they Homo erectus? Are they Homo ergaster, which is supposed to be the African version of Homo erectus? And I'm not going to worry about that. They're just erectus, as far as I'm concerned. They were the first of the genus Homo out of Africa to Georgia, to near the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. They had tools. Are they older one? Are they like the habilis? Are they Acheulean, like Homo erectus? And then let's look at dental pathology and some of the social order issues that are interesting. Well, this is what one of the skulls looked like. It's really complete. Notice the skull is rounded, has a large brain case. The face is still, as we say, prognathic. Sticks out. It's alveolar prognatism. The alveolar ridges are the ridges that hold the teeth. So, and obviously these stick out. As the previous fossils that we have seen. This is another view of the same skull. This is dated at 1.8 billion years ago, which is the beginning of Homo habilis and Homo erectus. This is the side view of one of the skulls, and you can see the three of the skulls, I'm sorry. So you can see the rounded cranium. And then a facial view, frontal view. Here's one of the jaws. This is an adult, isn't it? Is it an adult? Count the teeth.
The rear molars are exposed.
Yeah. That would be equivalent to about an 18-year-old. Still can't drink, but they can vote. Anyway, so it's the canines. How big the canines are. Which is the canine?